What up, Gong Gang? I asked and you responded. I recently reached out to see if any of you would be interested in having me try and fix your lyrics, and a ton of you sent in songs, so today we're gonna see if I can fix your lyrics. Let's go. Michael Kelso, Hard to Let Go. He says, the track I'm sending over is a B-side from our album Wolves Until. This song diverges from our usual alt-metal vibe, both musically and lyrically, thus relegation to B-side status. I wrote it around this time my son was born, and it reflects my anxieties about him growing up. The issue is, it reads like a country or singer-songwriter song lyrically, which makes it sound cliche in that context. While it's less cliche in a rock arrangement, I'm still concerned, especially with some basic rhymes like go, grow, and know. Any lyrical help would be awesome. All right, bro, let's see what you got. All right, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, all right. Okay, I see what he's talking about. Yeah, it's cool, but that's kind of a lame rhyme. First of all, that's a really nice sentiment to be thinking about your child growing and like wanting them to have everything that they need so that they can have a good life. I know nothing of this. I know nothing of the pains of parenthood. I have no children of my own. I even have plastic houseplants, okay? I'm very irresponsible. I'm responsible for no one but myself, and even that's too much. But I'm gonna try and put myself into the mindset of a new parent and channel that to help you take this to the next level. So I like this. I think this is a cool song. I can see what you were talking about. The rhymes are a bit lame, but the core of the song is pretty good. And sometimes when you write a song like this that's like really close to you and very meaningful, you worry too much about getting a specific message across and not about making it sound good as a song. That's one instance where it really helps to get a little bit of objectivity from someone else. So let's see what we can do with this. I see you looking up at me like I have all the answers. I hope you get the ones you need. Each day you're getting further away. I watch your hand on the couch as you steady your frame. So I really like that imagery of the little kid learning to walk, putting his hand on the couch to help him walk. But it feels like you wound up with this sort of forced rhyme here, like steady your frame. That's cool and poetic, but it doesn't sing well. It sounds weird as a lyric. There's also no childhood imagery in here. Nothing about this screams that this is about a kid or a baby. For example, we could replace this word getting with crawling. My goal here is to improve what you've got without changing the meaning and the feeling that you've put into it. Remember, lyrics are not just words. We're not just here to change the words and make them more interesting and exciting. We gotta make it sing well. We gotta make it sound good as a sung part. So that sounds a little awkward to me, right? I see you looking up at me. Like, that's okay, but even though it has a more interesting rhythm than I see you, it sounds awkward grouping the you in with the second half of the sentence. The phrasing to me is awkward, so let's fix that. I see you looking up at me. Not a huge change, but effective nonetheless. So this next line is just rhythmically a little bit bland, like I have all the answers. One incredibly easy way to give your parts more bounce is to just add or subtract a one-syllable word, and that can bump everything else onto the ands of the measure, like the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that'll give it some syncopation. So we're gonna try that right here. I've added just of all of the answers. Doesn't change the meaning at all. Like I have all of the answers. So that gives us this. I see you looking up at me like I have all of the answers. My problem with this line, I hope that you get the ones you need, is like, well, I hope you get them. I hope you get those answers, but it's your job to provide them. feels a little wishy-washy to me. And I really like the idea of carrying over this other line. Like I have all of the answers, like I can give you the ones you need, or like I can give you the things you need, because that sort of adds information instead of just being like, well, good luck, which I'm sure is not how you intended it, but it kind of feels like that. Like I can give you the things you need. That has a nice little alliteration to it, the things. Like I can give you the things you need. That's pretty good. That gives it a little bit more continuity. It holds the lines together a little bit better. It adds a little bit of repetition, but not like an annoying amount of repetition. Because the song is a little bit slow, it needed a little bit of extra bounce, and that syncopation in there just makes it move a little bit better. Let's hear the next line. Each day is a little weird. It's kind of hard to sing. It doesn't have a ton of flair to it, and we could add something instead that makes us feel something a bit more, right? So really what it is, all of this is fear that your kid's not gonna get what they need. So we could try, I'm afraid, because that still rhymes, but it portrays a feeling. And then we changed getting further away already to you're crawling further away. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna change up the syncopation. Syncopation is incredibly important for making catchy music, okay? I'm afraid you're crawling further away. You can manipulate where things land within the measure to make them feel more exciting, hit a certain rhythm. So this next line, I am going to somewhat regrettably yeet entirely. Even though I think the imagery is really good, sometimes you have to just provide imagery for yourself to get in the right mindset. That part doesn't really sing very well. Like the word couch kind of sucks to sing and it sounds a little weird as a lyric. The other thing is right here, we have an opportunity to inject a little bit of drama into the verse. The magic word to add some drama is but. The word but implies some kind of conflict, and let's inject a little bit of that. If you've made it this far in the video, it's probably because you're having a good time and maybe learning something about writing lyrics. So I feel as though I would be a bit remiss if I didn't mention that my new lyrics course is half off for Black Friday. It's called How to Actually Write Lyrics. So if you wanted to learn how to write better lyrics for your songs, now's the time to invest in your music career, because writing better songs is what'll take your band further in the music industry than anything else. Inside the course, I show you bulletproof methods for generating lyrics from scratch, even if you've never done it before, different kinds of rhyme schemes, how to make your lyrics sound better with syncopation and phrasing, what makes something catchy, and how to create massive hooks for your songs. My full course, Complete Rock and Metal Songwriting, is also half off for the sale, and you can get both of them as a bundle for even less. So hit the link in the description, and now let's see if I'm gonna be able to finish fixing Michael's song. No! So what is it that you're afraid of? You're afraid that you're not gonna always be there for your kid. And what the couch represented in that line was something that was holding the kid up. And that's what a parent is until the kid is 18 or leaves home. You're there to provide support, but also enough freedom so that they can make their own mistakes and grow from them. So you could say something like, but I can't hold you up forever. And then to complete the rhyme, you could say, I can only help you up today. So then we have hold you up, help you up. So what this line says is that you're not gonna be their crutch for life, but you can help to pick them up after they fall down, go boom, when they're learning to walk. And that to me is sort of like the essence of good parenting, because you don't wanna be a helicopter parent, you don't wanna hold their hand for eternity, they gotta become their own person, but you gotta protect them while they're growing, you gotta help them up when they fall over. All right, let's see how that sings. But I can't hold you up forever. I can only help you up today. So far, so good, I think. We started off with a pretty okay song already. This isn't like putting lipstick on a pig. This is improving on a reasonably solid foundation. But now we're coming to the most important part. The chorus starts off real strong. It's hard to let go. That's great because it neatly sums up what the song is about from the first line. But from there, it gets kind of lame. But I want you to grow, and I want you to know I'm here. Once again, a very nice sentiment, but ultra bland way to say it. And then it just, all of that repeats again, which generally actually works pretty well, but we may or may not do that. So I'm gonna delete everything except this first line. This first line is real anthemic. You can imagine a whole stadium singing along to that. Doesn't necessarily make it good, but it's definitely a start. I think maybe the melody could use a little bit of work too, but generally, that's a banger. That's the big crowd pleaser sing along. Let's go. Okay, so we already had a but in here, but what came after it was not great. The rhyme scheme is also kind of lame. Go, grow, no. It's not that that's a lame rhyme scheme. If it works, in this case, it does not work that great. So we're still trying to rhyme go, but I want something else in the middle here. And I'm gonna try something really tricksy here with a 2-part rhyme scheme. But if I squeeze it too tight. So this is the other side of that same fear. If you aren't there to help them or protect them or whatever, they could come to some harm. But you can also be the person who harms them as a parent. Like, who screws you up more than your parents? Nobody. And helicopter parenting is one of the ways in which you can absolutely screw up your children. So, but if I squeeze it too tight, I'll break the hand that I hold. It's hard to let go, but if I squeeze it too tight, I'll break the hand that I hold. Same line again, it's hard to let go. And also we've got let go, which implies hold, right? What are you holding? Holding their hand. If you hold it too loosely, you might lose them. If you hold it too tightly, you might crush their little bones. So here's where we get fancy. Now I want something to rhyme with tight, because then we're gonna get A, B, A, B, A rhyme scheme. It's more like X, A, B, A, because it's hard is actually the first line. So that's actually 2 lines. So we actually have X, A, B, A. So what are you actually trying to give your child? You don't want to give them everything. You have to give them a chance. You just want to give them a chance to grow into what it is that they're supposed to be. And if you hand them everything, what they will wind up being is spoiled little pieces of shit. You just want to equip them with the tools that they need to do it themselves. So, to give you a chance at a life, and this is the hard part, I need to give up control. Give you a chance, give up control. So then we have give twice, but we've changed the context of it. But it's not gonna flow like I wanted it to, because I want the give you and give up to have the same melody and phrasing. I want them to hit at the same place in the measure. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna put a chance to give you a life, because that puts give you and give up at the same place in the measure. I'm sort of pushing the syllables a little bit, so we're gonna have to see if this is gonna work when I sing it. Let's try it out. Always sing the things that you're writing down, because they're not just words, this isn't poetry. Sing it against the song to see if it's going to work. A chance to give you life. A chance sounds weird. Might have to be my chance. My chance to give you life. I need to give up control. So the give you and give up being in the same phrasing, in the same part of the bar with the same melody, draws attention to it. It highlights the fact that they're the same but slightly different. I think in order to compete, I'm gonna have to record some harmonies. Otherwise, you guys are gonna be like, the other one sounds better. I don't know what it is. It's hard to let go. All right, let's listen to the whole thing, harmonies and all. I see you looking up at me like I have all of the answers. Like I can give you the things you need. I'm afraid you're crawling farther away, but I can't hold you up forever. I can only help you up today. It's hard to let go, but if I squeeze it too tight, I'll break the hand that I hold. That's it. It's hard. I need to give up control. Yeah, so like it wasn't that bad to start with at all, but I think we were definitely able to improve on it. Big thanks to Michael Kelso and his band Wolves Until for sending in their song for me to work on. As promised, I'm gonna be hooking him up with the new lyrics course, How to Actually Write Lyrics. Don't forget that it is half off for Black Friday with the code below, and I'll see you real soon.